We're here today at Arenal near the Volcano Arenal, and I'm here with Nico, who is the founder and caretaker of this beautiful property. We're standing in the middle of one of Nico's newer fruit forests. There's several more developed areas of the farm, but Nico has been growing food here for his restaurant that he uses to serve guests at his hotel, where he's got private rooms, cabinas, even some really cool glamping tents. And Nico's got fruits growing here. He's got some other gardens. He's got tilapia ponds, chickens, and a number of other systems that serve his farm-to-table service that he's providing here. So we're going to take a tour of some of these systems, but why don't you give us a little introduction into your approach of farm-to-table technologies here at the farm?
The approach, yes, it actually grew from the hotel first, where we started the hotel, and actually having problems of getting supplies, fresh supplies. We started planting in the farm, which was a cattle farm. There was not one tree, and then we planted over 9,000 trees, and most of the things we're going to need in the restaurant is by this point planted. Some are having crops, some are not yet. Like the little forest is 2 years old, so we'll still need probably a couple of years until have some harvest from this.
Okay, great. So you're using the fish and the chickens as part of your fertilizing program.
I'm using everything in nature, which is that's permaculture. Like even the bugs, even the bird flying over, it's all part of the system. But yes, we work intensely with the tilapia lake to fertilize. We use the water from the tilapia lake to fertilize the trees, to do compost. And we do chickens in rotation system to also fertilize an area where we can afterwards do some ground agriculture and rotate them to another place. And meanwhile, we do the ground agriculture, also repopulating the bugs and the chickens for them later to go back to that place.
Great, let's take a look. So here you have your tilapia pond, and just describe, you've got a really simple kind of liner for your pond, yeah?
Yeah.
And it works because you've got a constant feed of water.
Yes.
But just describe quickly how you made the liner for your pond.
Actually, initially we tried without, but then the water went through because there's a lot of sand here. And then we did basically saran, which is like a mesh, plastic mesh, laid it and put it with some mud and concrete together. And initially you could fill it up. Now probably it has a lot of cracks, but the same dirt and the same organic matter will actually fill those cracks and just let slowly the water drain into the ground and filter it. And you see the surrounding of the lake is a very strong nature because it's got all the fertilized water going through.
All right.
A big influence.
Constant water coming in, and
yes.
We'll take a look at where the water's going.
Yes. Okay, we have like an outlet from the bottom of the lake, and that's where we take this water. So this water is dripping on the cut matter, all the organic matter we do for cleaning, cutting, pruning. We throw it in here, and in 3-4 months with the mixture and the organisms, it makes an amazing soil.
So in this area, your biomass from chopping around the farm,
yes.
Cleaning the areas, and you just mount it up here with like a couple meters of biomass, and all this water from the fish pond is inoculating that with nutrients so that as it composts, it's already rich and ready to go from the biomass mixed with the fish emulsions, and then you put that into your gardens.
Correct. It's an easy way of doing compost.
That's a system I'm definitely interested in experimenting with.
You do it once a day, and then you're helping the tilapias, you're clearing the water, you're oxygenating it more. And here, I think sometimes with it, you can even put the kitchen scrap on that if you like to.
I can imagine, yeah.
We have chickens, so we give it to them to eat, but you could do that here too.
All right, let's go take a look at the
chickens. And it looks beautiful too, doesn't it? So everything has a reason. Exactly, yeah. And the other one is like pumping it up to a reservoir. And then I have like 200 liters of reservoir, which I have a system also, tube system around the farm, where I can water most of the trees with that water. I do that once or twice a month, and it's like aquaponic with on the ground. Okay, now here are the chickens right now, so we're going to leave them like 1 year in this area. After that, we'll rotate them to another area because they're going to leave this impressively composted and cleaned. As you see, we don't even have to clean the grass after this. They will do the job.
And how often do you rotate them from one spot to the other?
Every year, 1.5 years, depends on how many chickens, how big the space. And yeah, an example, this Rambo stand, I have another one up there which is probably 1/4 of the size, just because it's outside of the chicken coop.
This one here, huh?
Yeah, it's a Rambo stand.
And this has got how many years here?
2 years.
2 years.
Was a baby like that, 2 years.
This other one over here.
Same.
So as part of your farm to table, besides obviously using the eggs from the chickens, you're using the chickens to process all the compost, yeah?
Yes.
But you told me you don't separate the compost at all. You just throw it all in there.
Yeah, would be ideal probably to separate, but I just throw it in there. Then you'll have some shells some point, but honestly, like in 1 month, those shells are rotten also and are part of the fertilization of the ground. Then we rotate the chicken somewhere else, and that's going to be part of the
whatever
matter.
Peels or anything that
Go
are in
into
there.
it, yeah, goes in it. Except shells of the egg, because we don't want them to identify.
And start eating their own.
Yes.
Things, yeah. Is that a termite nest you got in there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we found some over there, so we give it to the chickens to eat. They like it. Protein day. And yeah, now the chickens have a pension plan here. They get retired. When they don't lay any more eggs, they can still live until they die naturally.
Okay.
We don't more. That was it. The first building, bamboo building, was basically the spa. We went in. Then the second is yoga deck. You see, like, we're getting better at it. And the last building was that. And I think that's a really beautiful building you could do. We use it as a greenhouse, but you can use it as a house or whatever, this type of structure. It's 5 years. I did not treat the bamboo. Okay. I do it in a mechanical way that you are having so much bamboo around. If some piece gets bad, I just change the piece.
Okay. Yeah, that's a valuable thing to think about, right? I mean, I know for myself with bamboo, I mean, we only cepas, the clumps, and we just started, just the first harvest, this mentality for me of like, I got to make sure to really cure it right and do the right things so it doesn't break down or dissolve, but you're right, just you plant it enough that
have it change it. And this is, like I say, 5 years now, and you see it. I mean, it's attacked a little bit, but this will work still for another 5 years. And then the way you just exchange each piece if you want, like a mechanical.
How do you have them in the ground here?
It's in concrete here. There's a pin coming out, rebar, until like here. And here you see I do a hole, and I pour it in concrete. So
okay.
Actually it's filled, this part below is filled with concrete, so it does not pull out or it stays and up with screws.
So you're in between crops here, but what are the different layers? Is there any wisdom of having this deeper area here versus the upper part, or that's just how it turned out?
How it turned out, and now we do like more trees. For example, the idea was also have some trees maybe in it, like this papaya. But geographically it turned out this way.
And did you do something with the earth that you dug out of here?
Yes, it's actually used around it.
Oh yeah, I can see that, and you had to build up. Right.
And we have arugula. This is just recently planted. We had the last crop and then took it.
And so this is where you produce a lot for your kitchen.
Rocket salad. Strong.
Did you
the pumpkin?
So you had a local bamboo designer come in?
No, I did it. Yep. I did the course, so I.
So you built this with a course? You had people?
No, I did it with my guys. Well, like 3 of us doing this. It took us like, what, 3 months maybe.
Okay.
Bamboo is really easy to build. It's logic thinking and with some forces in physics, and you're okay.
The bamboo from the farm?
Yeah, down here. See, bamboo there, So we took this bird. Every building is from the bamboo of that area. So in the hotel, the tree houses or the tent tree houses, the glamping.
And the shaded area?
To dry. This is a dryer. I use it as a dryer. So if I have herbs or tinctures, I use the herb and put it in there.
This is the coolest greenhouse I've seen.
Thank you. There we do like cucumber or kiwano when we planted. We just did recently a change, so now everything is or part is new planted and the other things are beans, green beans.
And then you bring your compost that you were making down there by the tilapia?
Yes, exactly. Then we mix it and with the ground. But I also have tilapia water connection to here. I have a tube from the tilapia lake going down there where I can water all this with tilapia. But I do it always before I plant something because otherwise it's too strong, too intense.
Yeah, you don't want to spray the
on the leaf, exactly. No. It's just you do it like a little bit before you plant, you wet everything, you soak it with it, and then you leave it process a bit. Hey, bonita, mano. Mucha calabaza. You see the bamboo? These are all, I remember these ones I had not access by road. I had to bring them with a donkey. So I had one rhizome on the one side, one rhizome on the other side with a donkey. We rode over to plant this. Then later on the road came. But best investment I think I did is that bamboo. Gave me all these things to play and to change, and most of the buildings you see are bamboo influenced.
Even
Volleyball, oh yeah, the volleyball, 4 years here in the water and
outside. Yeah, I gotta break down my hesitations to just using the bamboo and letting it be. I'm always afraid, like, oh, we're gonna waste it, and
because it's gonna rot. But that's nature. That's nothing. It's not rotting in the world.
I think it also comes from I just maybe just need to plant more bamboos.
Maybe that's why. Yeah, but I mean they grow.
Yeah, and ours are only about 6 years old, and they're just finally getting to the point where we're doing some of our first harvests. And great.
Yeah, more bamboo
Inspiring.
there. Okay, see how it gets pressed out, dry like. This is a goa. This is a trapiche. Trapiche we use in Costa Rica for pressing sugarcane and getting the sugarcane juice out of it. A worker was one day a fallen tree in the farm by a storm, made all of this with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Incredible. 3 or 4 years ago, and initially I thought, oh, this is going to break down probably in 2 months. We're working almost on a daily basis for like 4 years now, 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly working, everything.
Wow, what a cool design.
Yeah, no?
And so you just
Simple.
put the sugar cane in one side, and I've seen these electrical, but
Now you need two guys, two electrical guys.
two electrical guys, 0 emissions, and you just got a bunch of staples in here
to make it run, otherwise it stays like there in the middle.
So the cane doesn't
goes
slip.
through, exactly. It pulls
into
out.
Full traction. Cool design. Very cool, and way more cost effective than buying an electric machine.
Practical, and I'm pretty sure even the juice which comes out is more positive charge than going through a gasoline machine.
Okay, great. Besides the farm-to-table focus that you have here, bringing food from the land to the kitchen, you offer some other opportunities for your guests in the way of spa therapies.
Yes, we have retreats, people who want to heal or to change or just to recharge. And one of the therapy, and with some modification, we did like a metal box to warm it up inside, and it's an amazing therapy. You put some hot rocks in there, and you go put some water, medicinal water with different herbs on the rocks, a vapor, you breathe it, you sweat, and then you shower off with cold water. It is a nice, effective therapy.
Excellent. This design's really great because you've got your fire built into the structure. So as you're heating your rocks, you're heating inside.
Yes, correct. It was like to simplify a bit. we just, in 1 hour, we can have a running sweat lodge. And normally the traditional way takes a long period of time of preparation. Here we just put the wood in here. We also have rocks, so we also heat up the rocks outside and inside. On top of this box we have rocks, so like half an hour fire, all the sweat lodge is hot. So any rock we put in, we can do, but no need for that rock to really heat up the place. The place is already heating up.
With a sweat lodge this size, about how many people do you fit inside?
Well, Mexicans would probably fit 50 people in here. They do it really. No, we do like 8 people, maximum 8 people in that. And since COVID had not done any, I don't know about that, how that will work with the regulation. Probably do in private bubble.
Okay, great, cool innovation. And then what do you make your dome out of? This is more than mud.
Yeah, mud, concrete, and rebars, and some metal mesh to hold it in place.
So you've got a rebar kind of dome.
Yes,
shape,
correct.
And you put mesh over
Is
it.
correct.
And you packed mud.
Mud and
cement.
cement. Yes, that's right. That's
And
how.
on the inside, it's coated too. You just
More mud, yeah. Actually, in the first ceremonies we did, everybody's responsibility was take a bucket of mud in it, and meanwhile we're doing the sweat lodge, just impregnating the walls.
Okay, stacking
And your
functions.
body at the same time. So it's a great mud wrap therapy too.
Fun. All right, well, Nico, thanks so much for giving us a tour of your place. We've got a podcast interview coming up, which any viewers that want to learn more about Essence Arenal, what's happening here, and some of the innovations and experiences Nico's had in developing a permaculture farm around a hotel scenario, be sure to visit sharinginsights.net or click the link below and check out the full episode. We'll see you there.